Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to my live photo stream edit show, and this is where you submit pictures in for me to edit using Olympus Workspace. And you can submit your JPEGs or your RAW files, and if they're JPEGs, you can submit any camera. It doesn't matter because this is more about how to use Olympus Workspace. And the editing I'm going to be doing is mainly just on how I see the picture and how I would photo or edit the picture if it were my own. But I always like to get feedback from you as well. So in the chat section, just type in whatever you're thinking. Might make the image better, or how you would crop things or edit things. Like you might say, crop it vertically, or crop it, portrait mode or landscape, or try black and white, or try this art filter. I'm open to suggestions because, creatively speaking, I'm not the best person to make creative differences in terms of maybe telling the story a little better in the image, particularly wide shots that have a lot of things going on. There might be something there that you guys see that I didn't, that really has a very good story in it. Or if it's just a static image of like architecture, sometimes, that's kind of where I shine a little bit, is the architectural photography, because that's what I do for a living. But that said, I'm not here to critique your images. I'm just here to edit them, and the exercise being to see what you can do in Olympus Workspace, and the technical side of how to use it, different features, and also to get some ideas on how to edit your own photos, to get some ideas on how to frame things differently, or get some ideas or inspiration, what have you. So with that said, I've downloaded all the images, and there's a dozen or so here today. I think 15 images came in. So I'll try and do those as quickly as I can, because man, some of the edits go for a long time, and I'm trying to speed that up. But okay, let's see if there's any questions real quick. Rick has some info on macro lenses, which is good. Oh, hey Elaine, how are you? I saw you come in the last live stream. I didn't say hello. I'm sorry. How you doing? Nicolay's here. Awesome. James says we need a bar. I know, right? I might have to switch from coffee to alcohol. I got some Blue Moon in my fridge. I should be drinking that while I don't know if beer goes with coffee though, because I haven't even finished my coffee yet. But I'm feeling all right. I feel like a beer. Ugh. I don't know if you're allowed to drink beer on YouTube or not. We'll just call it a cold drink. James, Rick. Oh, James is drinking. I think I'll drink something. I feel like a beer. I need something cold. Stelios is saying, hi Rob, can we copy Olympus Workspace database to another PC and not lose the edits? That's a good question. I don't know. Let me make a note. I just make notes so that maybe I can do a 5 tips and tricks video for Workspace or a camera or whatever. So Olympus Workspace. The question was copy the database to another PC so you don't lose edits. That's a good question. I bet there is, because it's got to store the edits you make somewhere. It's probably into a folder, and it's going to be, I can only do it for Windows. I don't have a Mac. I assume it'll be similar for Mac, but I'd have to do it for Windows if I did do a tips and tricks video for that. I'm sorry, but I can't answer that question right now. Go slow with mine. Okay, Bob. I'm good. Just have to be careful what I say on your stream. Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, I know you were using the medical term, But sometimes the medical term for anatomy is worse than uh, the slang. uh, Beer sounds good. Coffee is fine for now, Rob. Don't switch on alcohol. Okay. Um, God, I feel like a beer now. It's happy hour, really, for time wise. Okay, let's get to the image. That looks like that was the only questions. Okay, so in no particular order, this is the first one here by this is Bob, and oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Let's see if I got my thing set up right. Yeah. Look at that. One click and I'm over. Like I said, Monday I spent all day trying to fix this live stream up. I like a little bourbon and Coke. Well, yeah, I know, right? Um, anyway, take a look at this picture, everyone, and give some thought to what you would do to this image. It's a beautiful image or landscape. I can't quite make out what's going on in the center there, but let's make some let's see some ideas from you guys. Well, and I'll think of my own while we're talking, but if you have any, go ahead and put them in. Oh, this is the top of a wind turbine. And then there's something on the wind turbine here. I don't know what that is. Maybe probably a camera or something. Wow, look at this horizon. It's so flat. I've never seen a landscape so flat, you know, like just like you'd think the earth was flat looking at this. I like this wind turbine. A lot of must have been a hot day because I can see some atmospheric distortion here on the turbine itself. Eric says, hello, pretty new to serious photography and only have had my camera for a little over a year. Rob's videos got me started and now I like, oh, okay, good. Yeah, you came to the right place because all I do is edit using Workspace. It's really a very powerful software. I mean, it has its limitations, but it's a great software. Yeah, I think for me, I think the cropping is excellent. Bob's submitted pictures every week, I think, since I started editing, and he knows I like wide landscapes. But yeah, I feel like the contrast actually is pretty good. It's just a little blurry here. So I would, it's not my mom, so I can hang up. Man, I got all these texts though. Oh, I've read these. Okay. Anyhow, I would probably just crop out this blurry part and start somewhere here where it's nice and sharp. So let me see. I got a 16 by 7. A 16 by 7 is an awesome crop ratio. It kind of harks back to the wide format film cameras. I'd probably crop right in here. And hi Deb, how are you? Now I've got a 50-50 split on the horizon, which is okay. Not big on 50-50 splits. You have Luminar, Nikolay? Yeah, that's a competent software. I didn't care for it too much myself, but it's very competent software and it has lots of plugins and things, right? But I think on this image, yeah, that would be my first crop. Let me see if I maybe crop in a little more, just straight up. Like so. Man, we got a 50-50 split. I try to avoid 50-50 splits on a horizon, but I don't want to crop it that much either. So I probably, yeah, I would have definitely gone a little tighter. Uh, let me do this, and you kept it in for the change in texture, okay? But I like a constant texture myself. And what do? We clipped out some of the blue in the sky too, didn't we? I don't think we really need it. And then just let's see. Let me see if I can bring the clouds out. Usually clarity does it. Clarity or dehaze. Yeah, dehaze does a good job with the clouds. And let me add a little bit more contrast. I can do it. Let me see if I clip out this part of the, yeah, that's fine. This little piece I'm clipping off is probably just the windmill or wind turbine. So it's okay because it's so small anyway. We don't really need to see the tones in the wind turbine. And then let me see if contrast helps. Too much right there. A little more saturation and warm it up a tiny bit. You felt it drew into the picture. I didn't feel that. I would add just a bit of warmth. Just a half. Let me see if magenta adds anything. Not really. Maybe a little less. Yeah, that works. And then Rick thinks there's some abstracts in the bottom here. Well, how about cropping in on the patterns in the corn? Crop at the bottom of the original image. So down here. Leave it a big. Elaine wants to crop out the turbine. I think the turbine is a nice little accent though in the image. And you like the blue sky up here. I don't know. I don't. Maybe a little bit. Maybe right about there. That would be enough. I wish there was more blue sky down here. It's a little bit too teal. I'm gonna have to work with that blue a little bit. Let me get to the teal here. The hue. Make it more blue. Yeah, that helps. Oh, that's too much. Hold on. Tad edge enhancement. I don't know if I can do that. That would have to be clarity. That's the closest thing I got in Workspace. It looks like an evil Teletubby about to attack. More to the left or to the right, not in the middle. Yeah, the clouds on this side are a little more. Rick is saying, I'm saying to close in on the crop, just on the green. Lose everything but the green. Ooh, I don't know. But let me do this to the left here a little bit and see what that looks like. The way the wind turbine's facing, I think to the right is better. Maybe, but let me see what Rick's talking about. he wants to do just the grass like this. I don't see it. I don't think the corn by itself is enough. I'm keeping the wind turbine. Now let me see if being to the right makes any sense. I like it centered. Off to the right works too. What's the difference between clarity and sharpness? Clarity works on a wider range of tones in terms of adjusting the contrast in the image, where sharpness focuses more on the edges where there's sharper contrast. So it's usually like the edge of a cloud. Say, for example, sharpness will have a greater effect, but if you do clarity, the clouds have more tones in them, and clarity will adjust the contrast on the tones in the cloud, versus sharpness usually just focuses on the edges. Yeah, the images get tougher to edit every week, right? Because they're already very good right out of the box, out of the gate, I should say. I think I'm gonna go with this. Let's see. Let's see what that before and after is like. So I was pretty content with it being front and center, the turbine. The edit here just has it over to the right a little bit, which is okay, but I personally prefer that in the center like it was originally, and then just warm up the image a little bit to make the grass and look a little bit more natural, like more daytime-ish. Because over here, this feels kind of cold to me. I like warmer images personally when it's daytime. At night, I like cooler images. Oh, let me adjust my green screen a tiny bit. Okay. But that's where I would go with this. Something like that. Okay, Bob, but really nice. I really like the image as it was when you gave it to me. Check the leaves for corn bears. Corn borers. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not a farmer, so I don't know what you mean. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, we got some leaves. Looks like let's see. This is from Marsh. Maybe Marsha. Is this your image? No, this is Bob Marsh. Okay. Let's see. This looks like he used a flash on some leaves, because the lighting's a little bit harsh here. It was wheat, not corn. Okay. Nature with music. Is this your image here with the leaves? Man, this just needs an art filter. I'm gonna soften it up. Let me try soft focus first, and let's crank up the softness a little bit more. And now I need to let me try that, and maybe a black and white. Yeah, maybe a black and white, but I want to try and get rid of some of this flashiness that's kind of coming through. Oh, Bob, okay, this is yours again. Okay. Was yours the one with the was this yours too? Oh, it was yours. So this is yours. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of the tone curve adjustment to make it pop. I see. I think you went overboard though. It looks. Did you use a flash, Bob? because it looked like he used a flash on it. So let me go back, and I need to do something with these greens. Let me put a little more contrast back in, maybe right here. Yeah, that's working. Okay, let me lock the center and actually make it a curve. Oh, no flash, so it's all done with curves. Okay, that's interesting, because it's very the white balance is very close to a flash level. Let me warm it up here, crank it down here, and yeah, I'm gonna darken it a little bit, Eric. The highlights are a little strong. So let me adjust the, let me try it with the exposure comp first. Okay, that's almost there. We're getting a little dramatic now. And then see if I can bring the highlights down without making it look too funky. I'll probably have to do it by color. Let me do it the luminance. Let me bring the yellows down and the greens. Not that green. Let's see. Okay. Then the saturation. Let me take some of the saturation out. Let me just do an overall saturation. There. You think the tone curve should be back up? And this white border is not working. Yeah, this looks better without the white border now. And I kind of messed up the curve a little bit here. Let me turn this off. All right. That, I think we're there. Let me work on the highlights again. Oops, not that one. Stop it. Where's my luminance? All right, now we're almost there. Whoops, whoops. I can bring the exposure back now. Just a hair. All right. I think that works for me. You think it needs a little more? I thought I brought enough green back. And let me just look at black and white real quick. I'm just curious. No. That kind of works, but I would have to go with a ton of dehaze just to bring dehaze and clarity to bring the leaves in. No, I don't like it. I think I like the color with a little bit of softness. So let me put the I think this works. So let's look at the before and after. Yeah, I think Bob, you were saying, you were trying to bring the pop out, and you did get a lot of nice detail here in this leaf. But then I would have focused on one leaf if that's what you were trying to do. But when you have all of these leaves, some of them have more pop than others. And I feel like there just wasn't, you need everything to be nicely detailed like this if you're going for that look, I think. So the best I could do is to bring this leaf back down to the same level as the others in terms of the clarity. So that's what I was doing. So I think that works. I think that softer image looks better because this is the only leaf that's super sharp. The rest of these are a little bit soft, so I had to bring that one leaf down. But okay, nice image though, actually. Once you kind of, at least I think, this is a decent image here. Good pattern of leaves, crisscrossing and stuff. I always look for geometry, right? I like these lines and things. Okay, let's try the next one. Oh, what do we got? A dead cockroach. How's the detail? Wow, look at this detail. I don't have any EXIF data on this, Wahab, but this is probably one of your old Nikons, I bet. Yeah, I'm guessing this is a Nikon image. But okay, he's not dead, he's just sleeping. Okay, maybe. I like it though, as is. I don't see anything to change. I mean, this one little antennae is kind of clipped off, but I bet just to make this even more interesting, let me see what I can do here. Whoops. Then sorry, I'm thinking any ideas here? Yeah, there's no dodge and burn in Workspace, Bob. It was shot in a light tent on a Nikon 5300. Okay, yeah, I figured. I mean, I'm just, it's an educated guess because you've been sending some Nikon images in. Yeah, I just jacked it up here though. This is not good. I was just trying to get creative. See what I mean? I'm not good at creative, but I do want to get some kind of angle in here. Yeah, I think I see it now. I think this is how I would crop it. Because I'm just trying to get more detail in the legs here and the antennae, because the antenna is cut off in the original image over here. So I'm just going to cut off all of the blurry parts and just focus on where you can actually get some detail. And then I don't like to see the tail end. Just gross. I mean, the picture grosses me out as it is, but I really don't want to see the tail end. So I'm going to focus right on here. And I think that's what I would do. But otherwise, it's technically perfect. It's very sharp and really good lighting. So, yeah, that's what I would do. Something like that. But there's nothing else I can really do in Workspace with this. I can't change the colors of the background. Okay, I think that's all I can do there. Let's move on. But yeah, good shot of a cockroach. I always think of the Men in Black movies whenever I see a cockroach. I don't know why. I think that the boss monster at the end was a big cockroach. All right. Let's see. Let's try the next one here. This is, where is, this looks like it's taken from a plane or a helicopter. I'm guessing from a helicopter. Because this and throw some ideas out on this one, because this was using the 75mm f1.8 on an Olympus EM1. And I think right there is where I would crop it, because these are just some trees. I would focus right there. This looks like Frank's, yeah, Frank Close pictures. A picture from Frank Close. Yeah, I would crop this really tight, because everything out here, we don't need this boat over here for scale, although it does add a little bit. Wow says, I like this image very much. I like negative space images lately. Yeah, I get that. But none of this is all just redundant down in here. I like this, actually I like this beach too. So I think I'm going to do this as a vertical. Yeah, the 75 is a really good lens, and he was probably shooting through some glass. Because this has to be from a helicopter, is my guess. Probably shooting through helicopter glass. So I would, yeah, I would do a portrait crop, just like Bob is suggesting there. That's definitely where I'm going. So where's my 3x4? Or let's try 9x16. Like this. That might be too tight, but let me see how that looks. That's a little bit too tight. And then come down. Because is this a lighthouse? This is a lighthouse, and we have a boat, so there's some context here. But I think we can go a little tighter. What if we don't have that boat? because I want to capture some of the tones here in the ocean, which I really like. I like this beach. I didn't like the trees here, but I like the tones in the beach. I might have to go back to landscape. All right, we're almost there. Now it needs to be straightened a little bit. Let me straighten this house first. This is bugging me, this lighthouse. Okay. We're almost there, just a tad more. Tad more. Right, I think that's it. Let me see. Yeah, that got it. All right. Hey Roman, how are you? Let's see, what am I missing here? Keep part of the beach and trees, but just enough. Yeah. Now that I have the tones and I have the image kind of straight, and by tones I mean these tones in the ocean. Let me see how my crop is. Maybe more over to the right. All right, I like this crop. And then let me fix these tones. I'm gonna see. Oh, no, that's crap. I'm gonna have to do it manually. Let me try dehaze. Yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna clip off some of the whites here. Right there. All right, I probably need to bring some of the whites back in. Okay. Oh, Ergoflix thinks black and white maybe. Okay, I'll try that. And let me just look at this crop again. Nature thinks a little more crop, but where? Let me look over here. I don't think I want to crop much more than this. I think that works right there. Right about. Try that. Okay, that feels about right. Still too much trees on the trees, Rob. The trees are okay right now. I'm not a big fan of the trees either, but I don't want to crop out all of this ocean. All right, now I just need to warm it up a bit because it is daytime. Whoops, too much warm. Okay, back off a little bit. And I think that's it. That's what I would do. So let's compare. Line the corner of the trees. Maybe But then I would lose all of this over here, Elaine. I don't want to lose the tones on this side because the tones on this side are very interesting too. But let me just try it. What if I cropped it all the way over? Maybe. Oh yeah, let me see what a black and white looks like. No, I really like the colors here. I don't think black and white is a good fit here because I want to see all of the colors in this beautiful ocean. I'm just not happy with the cropping. Honestly, I think right about here is good. I like all of this. And then it just goes off to blue. So yeah, I think that's it. So let's compare. So that's before and after. So I think that's where I would go is just try to make the ocean, all of this here, give it more punch. And that's it really, and straighten it a tiny bit. Because the house, I think that lighthouse looks straight now. I can straighten it a tiny bit more, but I think we're good. Let me see how it looks by itself. I'm not 100% happy with the crop, but I think this works. Just like this. Okay, let's move on. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful image, I think. Okay, this is James. Oh, James, this looks familiar. It looks like you edit like another picture, or maybe you took another one where she's posing exactly the same. Yeah, this is perfect to me. I don't see anything needs to be done. Look at those eyes, man. You can like see the little lines in her eyes. They almost look like contacts or something. But her hair is just right. I like this because I think I was commenting before about her hair wasn't black enough, but I like this black. Now it looks really good. You kind of clip the whites here though, because if you look at the values right here, RGB, where I have my hand here, everything is clipped to white. That's the only thing I would try to avoid. I can't do anything with a JPEG because once it's already clipped. Oh, they were contacts. Okay. Yeah, but these, you know, it's always a treat to get shots from James. He always sends the best portraits. Now, I'm not a portrait guy, so I can't really make any suggestions. But I like that you're nice and tight because now I can see I can see her nose ring, and I would even crop it down to here potentially. So if I'm gonna edit, I bet you could crop this even more. Because I really want to see the details of her what's going on here. Let me see. How does that look? That looks stupid. We just won't crop it. I think the way you cropped it originally looks good. The only thing I would do is see right in here in the shoulder and on the face too, I think. Let me see. Yeah, you're okay here, but just right in here, there's parts of her skin that are clipped completely to completely to white. So I would bring it down just a hair. I would bring it back just a hair. But that's it. But yeah, nice job. I like everything. There's little accents here. Like, what's going on with this? This is like a maybe an earring sticking out a little bit, right? And then a nose ring to match, and then this necklace with the contacts. I like it. Okay, James, thanks. That was a good one. Yeah, the high contrast with grain, that works. I would just bring it back just a tad here, but I've said that like 5 times, right? So enough said. All right, let's see what else we got. But thanks, James. That's a great image. So this is a raw image from a EM10 Mark II with the 14 to 42 kit lens, shot at f10 at a half a second. So they're trying to get this long exposure blur here. I would say let's see. Must have been a little bit windy because even at a half a second, a lot of the trees are a little bit blurry. So this is a tough shot. And this stick is only interesting here on the end. I don't like this side of it. This side is terrible, but I like this side. So I'm thinking about cropping right in here to get this stick pointing at the waterfall. And let's see, this is a variant of one we had a while ago. Yeah, I'm thinking of cropping just right in here. Because someone mentioned I do a lot of cropping when I do these things, because I'm always trying to focus on what's the most interesting thing in the image and then bring out as much of that I can in the image. Because a lot of times you capture these wide shots and it's just nothing going on outside of that. I know when you're there visually it's very pleasing, but when you have to take a picture of it, I always like to try to find the most interesting thing in the image. And to me, right here, I would crop in about here, maybe even tighter, because I don't like the trees being kind of blurry. Let me see where we're at here. I think I cropped too tight. Let me go back out, because these trees actually right here are kind of interesting. Maybe right in here. Maybe wish I could get a little. Let me see what's over here. No, I'm gonna crop this one stick out right there and go there. And this part here I don't like too much. I think let me try square crop right in here. That's better. I think that works. All right. I'm pretty happy with this. And then I'm just going to do a quick pop art. And see where the colors fall. Let's see. Let's try soft focus. No. We're going to have to work with this one manually too. So let me warm it up a tiny bit. And then let's do vivid. And dehaze it a tiny bit. Tiny bit of clarity. Yeah, nature with music, I see what you mean. I wouldn't mind the trees so much, except they got a little bit blurred in here. But I'm going to try and work on that. I want to bring out these trees here a little bit, so I'm going to get to that. Because the way the trees are exposed now, yeah, they're not very interesting. I agree. But I'm going to try and fix that here. Let me see if I can do that with a curve. Let me lock it here and crush some of the blacks. Ooh. Dang it, I'm losing it. But I kind of like that. Let me see. Let me see if I can bring it in this way. I might have to do the gradation thing to bring the trees back. Let's give it a second. The computer's slowing down on me. Come on, snap in there. I'm waiting for this hourglass. There we go. Okay, that brought some of this back. And let me go down to gradation. Let me try an auto. Let me see if auto brings back some of that tree. Give it a sec. All right, that helped. All right, now let me just increase the contrast a tad, saturation a tad, and then go back and warm it up. Yeah, I'll try that nature. Maybe the top tree on the right. Oh, you want to go all the way down to here? Wow. I don't know if I'd go that far. Maybe just this part. But yeah. I'll try, but I'll have to go to a wider crop. But let me finish some of. I'm kind of on a thing here. I think I need a tad less. Let me try this. What does that do? That's going to be too cold. I need it a little warmer. Let me just go to 5K. I'm going to type it in. And I'll try a different crop. Because square, I like square. But let me do let's see, what's wide here? 7 by 5. It's a little bit tight. Let me see. Yeah, I like that. It looks a little over sharpened. Let me see, what's the sharpening set to? I can turn this down. And then I'm going to tilt it just a tiny bit. Ooh, too much. I think there's a little bit of a line here and a line here. Okay. I'm trying to get this part off. What if I go right there? And then let me look at my curves again. I feel like the highlights are kind of a little bit weird. Right there, and let me bring this down. Okay. I think that works. Sorry, the way the monitors are, I have to look at it this way. Yeah. All right. I think that's what I would do. Let's compare. Maybe a bit too warm, but I think now we're focused on just the waterfall and the front part of that branch. And then the trees are sort of framing the waterfall a little bit. Not quite as much as I would have wanted. If I was using Lightroom, I would brush this a little bit browner to balance the brown down here. And the trees are just a little bit too blue. Maybe if I just focus on the blue part. Let me work with, oh, I don't have a color wheel. Okay, yeah, I don't have the color wheel option here, so we're stuck. How can I get rid of some of that blue though? But yeah, I think that this is where I would leave it. Oh, so nice. You know, it's just nice to relax and look at an image like this. Beautiful picture though. All right, let's move on. Okay, we have one from Larry here. Looks like he used a 18-300 with a Nikon D7200. Yeah, good camera. Really good. We're just a little bit out of focus here though on the bee. We have this green stem here. It's always tough to get macros because everything comes in. Are you using a command click for zoom rather than clicking the magnifying glass a couple of times? Oh, okay, yeah, Eric, if you look, where's my mouse? You know, my mouse is not showing on the screen. Hold on. There, can you see it now? Dang it, sorry about that. It's hard to watch this without a mouse, but yeah, I would, no, I just click on this down here. That's all. So it's not command click or anything. You just click 1 to 1, or you can just select it here. Here I would say, let me think about this. If anybody has some ideas, throw them in, but this is a weird bumblebee. This yellow needs to come out stronger. God, warming up the picture would mess it up though, because it's already pretty warm. Let me see if I can do a color wheel. Let me crank up the saturation on the yellows and oranges. And I'm going to vignette this slightly. Add some clarity. Okay. Now if I can brighten the shadows, let me try just simple let me try gradation. Yeah, there we go. Now I can mess with the curves a little bit. Okay. And let me add some sharpness. And I think I'm going to cut off this leaf. And this blade of grass is bugging me. I'm not sure if I can make this work in the image or not. I mean, I could brush this out in Photoshop really easy. All I have in Workspace is a clone tool, but this is very crude, relatively speaking. Let me go back. Let me try. It's kind of working. Oh, I need to get a little bigger. All right. That's a terrible job of cloning. But that's what I get in Workspace. Why is it? I think I'm gonna forget the cloning. I'm just gonna crop and tilt this now. So first I'm gonna tilt it and see what I can get. And let's go this way. All right, I got to do something with that leaf, that blade of grass. What if I do it? No, I think the other tilt this way. All right. Yeah, the cloning is kind of hit or miss sometimes. I mean, cloning small areas are fine, but when I'm trying to clone a whole line, that's when you have to be a little bit, that's when you start, anyway, you have to practice a lot more to get it to work that way. I like this, actually, I like this V shape here. Let me see how much of that. Nah, we're not going to get much of that. Let me, I think that works. Too much cropping, huh, Roman? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get these wings out of the image because they're very soft. And then let me see. I want to get this other blade out too. Oops, that's too much. Let me try that. All right. I'm actually kind of happy with that. And no, vignetting doesn't help. I think that's all I would do. You like the wings? I don't like the wings. They're all blurry and weird. And Plato wants the whole bee in the picture. Okay, so this is my edit, but let me try these other two suggestions real quick. Some people like the frickin' wings. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Or say it like that. I don't know if I like that because this leaf comes into the picture, and that was the other thing I didn't like in this image. I would not crop it this way at all. Wings move. Yeah, I like the crop that I had originally. Don't quite like that crop. There's something right in here. This is what I would do. And then I would clone out this frickin' green thing here. It would be easy to do in Photoshop, but yeah, this is what I would do. I would focus right on what the bee is crouching in on. Clone out this this blade of grass and call it a day. But there you go. All right, let's try the next one. God, we got some. Oh my God, there's so many here. Let me move faster. Where are we? Okay, we have a blue herring. I think it's called a blue heron. A blue heron. And a little blue heron. And this was with a, this is interesting. This is the M1 Mark II with a Leica DG 100 to 400. And people are always asking about this lens. How good is it, you know, over the 75? So I'd say that's really darn good because this is cropped in down to like about a 3 megapixel image. And it's still really good here. Let me see at 200%. Wow, that's really good. That's really good detail. But yeah, I love blue herons. And it's like really focused on his little baby bird here. So that's where I would focus on this image and forget about this tree stump. So this needs to be a square crop. Right here. I might even do a portrait crop and get rid of this frickin' thing here. Let me try. Oops, not that. I need something like that. Right there. That's where I would crop this. Now I know we've cropped into about a 1 megapixel, but because you're already at 400 millimeters, man, this was really far away. But I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I don't think I could get this shot. What's the shutter speed and all that? Anything? No, I didn't get any shutter information. Let me see if it's in the EXIF. 1/1250th of a second at f6.3, ISO 1600. So this was a fairly bright day. So you got good light. All right, then what I would do, you see all this grain in here? What I would do in camera is, well, I would have to work with the raw image, but if I'm working with the JPEG, I would turn the sharpness down to -2, then add it back in post-processing. Because if you bake it in during, when you take the picture in JPEG, this grain or these JPEG artifacts are hard to get rid of after the fact. So I was going to try and, if I reduce the sharpness a tad, and I only have to do this because we've cropped in so tight. So I'm going to reduce the sharpness a tad, but then by adding clarity, I think I can get some of that detail back. All right, bye, Wolf Tick. Thanks for coming in. And then it just needs a touch of warmth there, just a touch. Okay, I think that works. You like the grain? The grain is a good pattern, but I feel like it's JPEG grain. It's not really. I'll crank back the sharpness a little bit back in. Let me just pop the colors real quick and see. No, that's too much. All right. I think we're good right here. Let me do that. And tiny bit more saturation. All right. I think that's it. That's what I would do. So let's compare. Oh, thanks, nature. This is what I would do. I mean, it's unfortunate you couldn't get closer, but I really like this image. I'm impressed with this lens because I know that you're at an equivalent 800 millimeters, and I'm cropped down to 1 megapixel now, and there's still plenty of detail. It's just the JPEG has baked in some of this grain that if you're working with the raw file, you could control this a little better and get a much cleaner and sharper image. So this image has a lot of potential in post-processing, like in a decent software with the raw image. If I had the raw image even for Olympus Workspace, I could do better with the grain and everything and the sharpness, but this looks good. Okay, Tina, we'll see you later. Is this your, oh, this is your shot, Tina. Yeah, this is a really good shot. Yeah, send me a raw image though tomorrow if you get the same shot so that I can work on it on Sunday. And then I can show you a little bit more about how to work with the noise in Workspace. Yeah, Hans, this is the freebie from Olympus Workspace. Okay, good shot, Tina. Let's move on. What's this? This is EM1 Mark II. Looks like they're using an adapted lens because I don't have any lens information. This is a neat looking dragonfly. I think I would just tilt it a little bit because it looks a little crooked to me. I mean, it may not be crooked, but I would do this on the crop and then add the sharpening back in. It's a bit too much, but right there. Oh, this is yours? This is your Dragonfly nature? What lens did you use? I'm curious because this is cropped in quite a bit. What are the dimensions here? The dimensions are 14 by 14. So yeah, this is cropped down to like 2 megapixels. So you cropped in a lot. So use the 200 macro, okay, with a Metabone speed booster. That's why you had to crop in so much. Because I bet, you know, because if you get within 10 meters of a dragonfly, they take off. So you have to get really close. If I mean, you take the shots normally far away, and they fly every 2 seconds somewhere. They're always moving. The only time they're not moving is like in the morning. Sometimes they're kind of sitting still if you see one, but let me go with a. Let me go with a pop art filter and then adjust the curves, and I think we're done. That's right, nature. I'm always right. I'm the angle opposite the hypotenuse. I'm always right. I'm just kidding, but thanks. I think I need to tone down the greens a bit. So let me pull the saturation out of them. There. I think that works. Let's look at that. So I didn't do much. I just tilted it a little bit and gave it a little more pop. And then pulled the greens back a tiny bit. And that's it. other than that, not much else to do there. But yeah, lucky shot, man. Good job. All right, let's go to the next one. Another one from Deb. Are you still here, Deb? I don't know. Oh, no problem, nature. I tried. Let's see, Deb. You got a figurine here with a mushroom. Let's see, where's the focus though? It's right on this. What is that? A mermaid? No. It's a fairy. Okay, got it. This is interesting. I like all the elements here. We got like this fairy figurine and this giant mushroom, or it looks giant. And then we got rocks, wet rocks all around. That's why I was thinking mermaid. Are they rocks? They got to be rocks. And I like everything going on here. It's just something is out of place though. I feel like I think with this image, what are you shooting at? F8 on a 60 millimeter. Oh, this is your macro lens. You've been asking about that, haven't you? What I would do differently, I would have focus stacked this image. Which camera do you have? EM5 Mark II. So you can't focus stack, but I would have focus bracketed, then stacked it in pico lay so that this mushroom is sharp, because this not being sharp is what's throwing the image off for me, because everything else is sharp except the mushroom, and it's a prominent part of the image. And that's the challenge I'm having. Oh, it's collecting. Oh, I see. This is a water bubble maybe or something. Okay, that's cool. So this is where I'm challenged. Is this mushroom being out of focus? But let's do a square crop, because all of this on the left side is not helping. And we can cut off some of the mushroom. We don't need to see the whole thing. As long as we know what a mushroom is, so, and they're fairly symmetrical around, meaning there's nothing new on the other side, so we can crop it off because our brain knows that the other side is the same. And I might even crop in. Let me just crop in really tight and see. I think it's a real mushroom, definitely. Oh, it is focus stacked already. Yeah, it needs more because this is still out of focus. It needs more steps, or it needs more steps and a finer thing, or, I'm not a big macro guy, but somehow you need to work it so that you can get the mushroom in focus. You might have to take two pictures, right? Take a picture of the mushroom, sharp. Take a picture of this fairy, sharp, and then blend them back together if you're using Photoshop or some kind of layered software that can layer. But this is a little bit too tight. I think I need the mushroom back in. Right there. And oh, you can, in an EM10, EM5 Mark II stacks? Really? I mean, I believe you. I just didn't know this one stacks too. Oh, I don't have a stackable lens on here. The 60 macro would be a stackable lens, But okay, let me focus on editing. I don't know why I picked up a camera. Okay, somebody said try monochrome, but I think the pink fairy needs to be pink. So I'm debating between a soft filter to soften the colors, or let me work with this real quick. I think this is the direction I'm going to go with this one. I'm not sure this works. I feel like yeah, that's a good point. You can see that she's looking at the mushroom now, right, Rick? I think I'm a little mixed on this art filter, but this is a little bit too harsh without it. So I need to soften it up. Maybe a little less softening. Yeah, the white stem is a little bit huge, right? Yeah, I agree, Plato. I'm gonna try and come back to that. What can I do about that stem in Workspace? I'm not sure. Maybe I can do something in the curves. No, this mushroom is about the same brightness as the fairy, because we're in the 240s, and over here we're in the 240s. So I can't bring the mushroom down anymore without maybe a vignette, maybe. I don't think a vignette will. What if I go the opposite way? Nah. Just a hair of a vignette might help. A little bit more. Okay. And I mean, color-wise, what do we got in the color? We got, it's almost white. It's in the 240s across the board. I can't do anything with this stem. I mean, I was trying to figure out a way if I could adjust it by color, which I can't because it's almost white. And I can't adjust it by luminance because it's the same brightness as the mermaid or the fairy. You know, I'm just looking at, you can separate things by color and light, but that's, since I don't have any brushes that I can brush that individually in Workspace, I can't do that. So I have to work with what I can, which means it affects the entire image. So in Workspace, when I want to try to separate things, I do it by luminance or by color, but I can't do it in either case here. Like this fairies, let me see, she's at 253 red, so there's a lot of red in this fairy, so I could definitely add some here. Yeah, yeah, you're right, Rick. I mean, this mushroom to me needs to be in focus. But I think that's all I can do. Let's look at the before and after. Yeah, I think it looks good now. What I would do, I would, you know, with this mushroom, I would try and light more from the top so that the light doesn't hit the stem so much. Or, yeah, that's all you can do is try and light more from the top, because it looks like the flash is almost straight. Well, I'm not in the frame, but it looks like the flash is coming in straight from the left side and hitting to the right. Even though I don't have harsh shadows, I can see a little bit on the bucket, but I would come more from the top so that the light's not directly on that, or use a snoot and focus the light on the mermaid and the top of the mushroom. So I think if you just use the snoot, you could focus the light. You could focus the light coming down in this direction with a snoot, so it just hits the tip of the mushroom. Maybe there's water dropping off the mushroom that'll catch some of that light too, and then of course the mermaid will be in light, and then there'll be a nice halo of light around the base of her. That would be perfect. So I think a flash with a snoot would have been perfect, because the way you angle the flash is just hitting that mushroom head on. Okay, let's go to the next one here. But nice. I really like these creative shots. I liked everything in the image. Okay, bird shot. Let's see, what kind of detail do we have here? We have really good detail. Oh my goodness. I don't have any EXIF data. But this is really sharp. Yeah, so Deb, just try, yeah, Deb, just move your flash up more and you'll be okay. I would get rid of this corner here on this. Yeah, it was a fairy, not a mermaid. You're right. My bad. Bang. Maybe a little bit more. So I just got rid of all the background distraction, and then let me see. The white balance. Let's warm it up a tiny bit. I'm always warming things up. Oh, you know, Eric, you can export with EXIF data. So when you go to export your images from Workspace, there's a drop-down box to select different formats. So do export with EXIF for JPEG. Then I'll get all the data. Okay, you'll see. I'll just show you real quick. Right here, EXIF JPEG, right there. That's all you need to do. But I think this works right here. And then, let's see. I don't think any of these art filters make any sense. Maybe some vignette right about there. We need more saturation, because I like the tones kind of in the background here. And the bird has kind of these same tones in the wing. So I think if I just crank up the saturation, both of those will come out. I didn't want to use a pop art filter though, because that would have jacked it up really a lot. But I want to bring out the colors here and the colors in the wings. Whoops. And then I need to desaturate the green a little bit, because I don't like the chest being green. Am I on desaturate? Let me double check. Yeah, I'm on saturation. There. So that got out the green on the chest. And let's crank up some of the earthy tones, the reds and the oranges. And yeah, a little bit more. It's a little tight, right? I think I just need to pick a different aspect ratio, Plato. Maybe a 3:2. Let me see. No, I need to. I need to be more square, maybe a 1 by 1. That's too much. Why didn't 4 by 3 work? 4 by 3 is good, 5 by 4. Okay, 5 by 4 is it, right there. All right, let's work with that. I think that's it. What other earth tones can I get in here? Some yellows. And yeah, that's good. I think that's all I would do. And we'll just add a little sharpness back in. And let's compare those two. I like it. I like it. It just needed more contrast. That's all, really. Not contrast. A little more saturation and a crop. And now we can see the bird's eye here. Maybe add a little specular here. Let me try that real quick. Keep hitting the wrong key. All right. Let me see if I can do that real quick. All right, so I'm going to pick a spot here. Oh, that. I need some opacity down. All right. There. All right. So I just faked a little specular, but I think that works. A lot of good detail, man. I don't know what lens you use, but this is a really sharp lens. Okay, let's the bird needs a little more space. I agree. I agree. A little bit different crop would be nice, but because I tilted it, let me tilt it back a little bit. I might be able to. Yeah, okay. Now we're done. That's my final image. Looks good. Okay, let's do the next one. Where are we? Oops. Wow, what is this back here? Looks like might have been a lighthouse there that's been destroyed. Because what else would be here on the rocks, right? Oh, the 40 to 150 kit, man, I always tell people that's the best lens ever. That 40 to 150 kit lens. I'm always impressed with that, but yeah, good. Was that your shot, the bird one? Oh, it is your shot, Eric. Okay. Let's see. You know, this shot here, I mean, it's right on the sunset, but the sun has already gone behind the clouds. But I like this. It's got a little bit of everything, but we need to get rid of where there's too much of something. Like I feel like there's too much sand here. I like how, oh, you know what? There's really two pictures in this image. There is the there's this cloud reflecting in the sand here, this wet sand or water. This image right here, this is like one image for me right there. Right here is an image. And then let me try dramatic tone. Let me see. No. Dang it. You know, every image I have to do manually. So let's dehaze it and clarity. More dehaze. And what's our histogram look like? It's a wreck. Let me lock it here. See if I can bring these up a tiny bit. No. I'm gonna have to use the gradation and do it manually. All right, now we're getting somewhere. All right there. And then I'm going to tone down some of the greens again. And the blues. The blues are a little bit too strong. Because I just want the clouds to pop. All right. Now let me just double check my cropping. I think that's what I would do. So this is one image, right? So what the heck? I want to export this, but I got all the wrong folders selected. But this is one image here. And then the other image is in the top half up here with the structure. I think that works just like that. So I might need to crop this a little more, but I don't think we need any of this down here. I think for this part, I think right in here, that works. That works right there to me. And bring the sharpness back in. Let me see, the blues need to be a little brighter, so let me work on the luminance. Especially this blue. Let me see what that does. Yeah, and then the tone, am I on luminance or not? Yeah. And then the tone curve, I can definitely start trying to clip some of those waves. Oh, I don't want to clip the sky. Let me just pick the blue channel here. No. I'm hurting here. Let me try it with a highlight. Yeah, we're getting there. Tad too much, but yeah. Let me go back to the RGB. I didn't do anything here. Let me lock it here and here. Almost. All right. Okay, Rick, we'll see you later. All right, that's what I would do with this image. So if we look at the before and after, oh wow, hold on, why is my well, I can't show you the before for some reason, but I think this is where it needs to be, is right here. There was just too much in the image before, and that structure is the most interesting thing. I like this. I bet even a soft focus would work on this. If I apply a soft focus filter, give it kind of a painter look. Yeah, even that looks good, I think. That's what I would do with that. All right, let's try the next one. Sorry, guys. Where are we at? We got 3 left. All right. And these will be easy because these are awesome. This just needs a little more contrast because the mountains need to be hazy. I like this line of mountains. And then there's a tiny little boat here for scale, maybe. Or maybe that's just a rock, but I think it's a boat. And then straighten the horizon a tiny bit. So let me do that first. Like that. Yeah. And then I bet a little dehaze would help. What's this? This must be taken at a high aperture because I see it. Yeah, I think there's a lens spot. That's not my monitor. Let's do, where's my gradation or dehaze? And some clarity. Oh, no clarity, none. Okay. And then I would do black and white because it's already kind of monochromatic. It's just blue, but I think, I don't know if I can bring out the warm colors in here. If I could, then I don't need to go to black and white. But I don't think there's enough of the color there. Yeah, there's just not enough. There's just not enough left here. Yeah, nothing I can do. So I'm gonna go black and white. If I had the raw image, I would try and bring out those warm colors a little more, but I'm just not able to with this one. So I'm gonna go black and white, and we can clip all of that out, clip all of this out. Oh, what did I do? There's some detail here I didn't mean to bring out. Let me do this again. This here, and then just a tiny bit more right there. And then fix this spot. And that didn't fix it. Hold on. Let me get a bigger brush. We'll have to deal with that spot. And then just go a little bit wider on the crop, 16 by 9. And that's what I would do. You like the blue, Bob? The monochromatic blue? Let me look at the blue again. I don't like it. I don't like the blue. I like the black and white. We can look at sepia too. Let me see. Sepia is kind of interesting. That's not a bad suggestion, Corneth. And that gives it kind of some warmth, right? I think that looks good. Let's see if I can get a before and after. So yeah, I think it needed a little more contrast, but keep that haziness. I'm not a big fan of that blue color because the mountains have this warm tone to it that's being washed out by all the blue. So I'm not getting enough color contrast. So I'm just gonna get rid of all the color. I mean, sepia kind of works, but so did the black and white. But okay, that's good. Beautiful picture though. I like it. See how this looks. This full screen. Yeah, just have to get rid of that spot right there, and we're good. All right, let's go to this. What is this? Oh, cruise. All right. Man, a lot of empty space here. Well, I'd crop out this corner here. I'd probably crop out this bottom part. And so let me get rid of this part here. And how much of this can I get rid of? Maybe right there. I think that's all I would do is just crop it like that. There was just too much of this balcony or whatever this is. Railing. And then let me see what a vintage looks like. Yeah, I like this vintage one. And then let me work with the curves. I can bring all of this in right here. I think that's all I would do. And then a little sharpness. Tiny bit more crop off the top. Right here. There's a little bit. Yeah. All right, let's look at that. So I'm just going for a vintage vacation-y kind of look on the right, you know, with that vintage filter. And then this handrail or balcony or whatever this is down here is just too much. And of course, whatever that is doesn't make sense. But I like this now. So, you know, I've never been on a cruise. Never in my life. It is a little tilted, you're right. Dang it. Let's see. But that's partially the fisheye distortion here. Because this line looks straight. But then the doors here are a little bit. I think you're right. We can definitely, let's fix this center door. There. That looks right. So there we go. I think that looks good. That nice vintage warming filter just gives it that vacation-y photo kind of feel, above and beyond being a vacation photo. But okay, let's go to the last one here. Oh, a little duck. Yeah, springtime, man. You get all of these things. And this is the 40 to 150 kit lens again. You just misfocused a little bit here, Eric. But you got focus on the little baby duck. So yeah, all of this out here, all this blurry part is not important. I like the way the duck is looking at the baby duck. So let's do a square crop, and I think that's all this needs. But yeah, there's just too much interference in the image. No, I didn't see your picture, Elaine. I'll go back and look for it, but I didn't see it. So what can I do? Let me turn it into a cartoon. By doing this, I get rid of the fact that the mother duck here is all blurry. So that's what I'm what a sentence. I don't know what sentence you're talking about. Oh, the sentence you just made, your duck pic. I get it. I think a little wider crop, but smaller. And we don't even need the left side of this duck in the image. There, that to me works. Oh, hey Eric, this you're still here. Okay, this is your shot. I mean, if you hate this keyline filter, I get it. But that's what I would do with this image because the duck is out of focus right here. I could try and bring the sharpness back in with that. That helps a little bit. And let me see what the histogram looks like. Yeah, there's not much I can do here. Everything is pretty flat. Let me see what a dramatic tone looks. No, that's going to be a wreck. I still keep coming back to this key line. Oh, why is it doing that all of a sudden? What the heck did I do that the key line is not working now? Well, I mess with the curves, but yeah. I would go this direction. Let me I think that's all I can do. There's oh, because I did the sharpness. Can the glare be reduced in the highlights? Not too much with Workspace. I mean, I can do that, but yeah, that's hurting it. I think the only way is to just underexpose it slightly. Like that, and then try and bring the shadows back up. That's about all I can do because the light is so harsh. I mean, I like this scene, but you just didn't have a good enough angle or something. And ducks are really freaking hard to get shots of because they're so skittish, man. They hear one little branch or leaf ruffle and they are gone. Ducks, they're very skittish. I just didn't do much here, except for the crop. I think you can just crop right down to just what they're doing. And then I like the keyline filter that I did, but yeah, that's it. Where's my sharpening? If I turn the sharpness off, I bet that keyline will look all right. I got a bug up my butt about this keyline. I don't know what happened to my keyline filter. It was really good before. Watercolor's gonna suck. I've never found a good image. Oh, instant film is not bad. I like that. But okay, awesome shots. Oh, they're more relaxed over there. Not so many guns. That's funny. Yeah, man, I tell you. The deer where I live are pretty brave. But the deer where my sister lives, about 2 hours away, are very skittish because people do have guns and they eat them. Okay, all right, Elaine, I'm gonna look for yours real quick. Let me just see if it's something I can, because your images are already so artsy fartsy already. I never have to do anything to them. I don't see it. This is from James Stefan. Yeah, some images came in while I was editing, but I'll have to get to those this Sunday. But okay, we'll just wrap it up here. I appreciate everybody coming in. Thanks for watching. Got another long editing session. I'm gonna miss my photo walk tonight. I'll have to do a street night photo walk. But I'll be back on Sunday. I always do a Q&A live stream, and then I do a separate photo editing live stream. So I have links into all the photo editing live streams that you can submit pictures to, and submit your JPEGs or your RAWs. You know, I prefer RAWs if you can, but JPEGs are fine from any camera. The RAWs have to be Olympus. And thanks for joining. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully we all learned something. I know I do every time I do these. So thanks again for submitting the images.